Our next panelist is the business development of Aquaporin. And in his abstract, I've read a statement that I could be mine. Clean water is a human right, as the United Nations stated. So how can we help people to have clean water that is indeed a human right? Mr. Møller, it's up to you.
Hope you can all hear me. First and foremost, thank you for having me today. I'm looking much forward looking forward to be able to be part of this and to present a little bit about what we at Aquaporin do. So first and foremost, then I think what is important is that water is not just water. To people around the world, water is a lot of different things. What I will do in this presentation is I'll briefly go through what we at Aquaporin are doing by taking a circular approach in our development of products, but also in the application of our technology and products, and how that can contribute to not just our mission, but also the UN's declaration of calling clean water as a human right. And that goes without saying, I guess, not just for humans, but also for us, for the planet. So if we look at it, then water is a lot of different things, and it's vital for our planet, it's vital for us humans, but it's also a valuable resource. I think it's important to have this in mind, and that's what you can say is the basis of our company mission, is that looking at water as a valuable resource, and we do that by having the UN's declaration of clean water as a human right at the back of it. So we've created a small video that I'll just show. And please let me know if the sound is not working, but it should work.
The sound is not working. You were supposed to share it with when you do sharing, there is a flag to do on the bottom of your screen on your app. In this way, it's not working. If you want to stop it and relaunch your sharing. Okay, so if you share, on the bottom there is a flag, share computer audio. You have to flag it.
Yeah, it should be now.
Okay, play.
Out of the tap.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's working.
What if I told you that your human rights were being violated right now? Water, it is essential to life. That's why the United Nations declared clean water a human right. But have you ever questioned what comes out of the tap? The quality of water is invisible to the human eye. So we put our faith in governments. Still, many countries don't provide clean drinking water for their citizens. Did you know that in Europe, 18% of all disease outbreaks are linked to water? And still over 200 million Americans in all 50 states have contaminated water. Almost half of all China's water sources are polluted. Countries all over the world are violating human rights. And people don't even know, because we cannot see. What are the consequences, you might ask? Well, no one knows yet. But if we don't do anything now, we'll find out for sure. An Aquaporin water filter solution enforces your human right with naturally filtered water.
So as we end our video with then we believe that that clean water is human right. But we also understand, and especially when we take a circular approach, that we need to protect this resource. And that means that in order to do so, we need to work together with partners, with companies around the world, and we need to have this circular approach at the forefront of our mind. We do that, taking this circular approach. We have actually done that from the beginning of our company was born. So it means that our core technology is actually from nature itself. It's the Aquaporin protein, which is found in all living cells. And it's the protein that ensures the transfer of water between cells. So what we have done is that we have then taken this and created this protein so that we can use it in membranes. That means that when we look at it, then our technologies, we extract and create these protein that we then apply in different kind of filters. So these are traditional filters, such as the reverse osmosis filters. But when we apply our Aquaporin protein, then we create biomimetic membranes that mimic the nature. And by mimicking the nature, we can suddenly create much more energy efficient membranes. These, you can say, membranes then are applied in all different kinds of settings, which I'll get into in a minute. But it can be, of course, desalination, but also brackish water, wastewater. And we utilize our different filter technologies to do so. And we're constantly building up a portfolio that can be applied in different settings. So the structure around wastewater is different than that of drinking water. So we need to apply different technologies, different filters to do that. Aquaporin was founded with, you can say, with this in mind, is that we wanted to create clean water for all. And that means that we are, of course, been born this way, means that we are working around the protein as our core technology, and also that we know that we cannot do this alone, that we need to collaborate with people. There's no end goal, and there's no solution that will conquer all. So we know that we need to keep pushing to change the way we see water, but also to give the means for people to enforce the human rights so that there's clean drinking water for all. By saying that, then we are doing this in many different projects, and I'll just go through a couple of them. So to be honest, then one of the first projects we actually did was circular in space. So together with NASA and ESA, we have tested our filter technology, and that means that we're creating a circular system in space together with them. That means that water is, of course, an even more precious resource when you're in space. So what we are doing is that we are trying to see if we can preserve 100% of the water that's brought up to space, that we can preserve this and utilize it again and again. Another project is the Reways project, which is an EU-funded project where there are 9 different living labs that look around value in water, value from water, and value through water. And that's a project where we work with all different partners, all different stakeholders to try and see how we can extract value from wastewater. But also can we suddenly create new economies? And we're happy to be part of this project. And I think it goes also along with what Oriana from OECD talked about, that there's also, there needs to be a governance model, and that's also part of this project. Another one is the new water in Singapore. So Singapore is stressed for getting clean drinking water, but we are together with the government and the public institutions trying to see how we can utilize our drinking water reverse osmosis filters to utilize as much of, you can say, the used water from mainly industrial companies, how we can utilize that to then either to create new drinking water. And that's, of course, again, where you have to see it into a circular loop, and you also have to look at what the different stakeholders, the different actors needs to work together. So that's at least one of the learnings that we've had. Lastly, then we know that bottling, that circular a circular approach also needs to start with eliminating some of the waste problems. So we at the Aquaporin are also trying to, you can say, give people access to clean drinking water at home and take that, you can say, take that into their own hands. So we understand that, of course, utilizing RO, we're still on a, you can say, on the road to making that as energy efficient and as, you can say, neutral as possible. So that means that, of course, in our packaging, we're looking at reusing ocean plastic. So taking some of those plastic bottles that are washing around the world and taking that and utilizing that as a plastic in our purifiers that you see here, water purification unit that you see here, but also that we're working heavily on minimizing the waste of water. So the recovery, we're trying to, if not 100, then get as high as possible. So it's really something that we're seeing, how can we also be circular in an industry that has for long, you can say, been pretty steady. How can we make that even more circular? Lastly, there's always two to tango, and we believe that by working with a lot of the different major corporates that we worked with over the years, that we can change things.